Okay, hey everyone, and I'm doing a video today on health. And the reason why I'm doing this is just because my last week at home before I go off to camp, I had loaded up myself with a bunch of appointments because I wanted to make sure I'd be alright before I'd leave. And I just wanted to do a small video about being, aware of your health. And even if it's embarrassing, you have to at least tell someone that you can rely on that can help you through some stuff. Like, if it could possibly be, the worst case scenario, to have someone to lean on. And the reason why I say worst case scenario is because as a kid, when a lot of my health issues started when I was in 8th grade, about 7th, 8th grade, I was thinking it was the worst thing ever. I was thinking it was cancer. But I still wouldn't tell anyone. I didn't really start seeing a doctor for any of that. It would take me seriously until I was in about 9th grade. And then I found out I had postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, aka POTS. And that's just an issue with having, I'm just going to give you the short, issue with low blood pressure that can cause headaches, dizziness, chest pains, all kind of issues. And I was going through some really bad migraines. I just got it straightened out about a year ago. So that's like 4 years. No, not even 4. It was like 6 years. If I count 6, 7 years, counting my 8th grade year. So if you think about that, that's how long it took to completely get all of my medications up properly. I was taking everything properly. Sure, once in a while, I'll have an episode where it'll be a really bad migraine where I'll have to leave work because any sound would make me want to I would get so dizzy because of the headache, and then any sound would make it worse, and as it get worse, you get that nauseous feeling. If you've ever had those bad migraines, they're not fun. So, you go through that, and then after that, they figured out about my low ferritin levels. You're supposed to be with your ferritin levels, which is your iron storages. I was at a 5, and you're supposed to be at a 50. No, I was at a 9. And you're supposed to be at a 50, so I was about 41 points below what I was supposed to be. And with that, it almost makes you anemic. Well, you're not completely anemic per se, but your body treats it like you are, and it's really bad, especially when you mix it with blood pressure and migraines and everything. And then, you start, and to tell you if you have anything like that and a doctor wants to put you through anything, I'd take the slow FE, because it's better than Victron C. Victron C will upset your stomach more, and it has a worse taste that makes you nauseous. It gives you more, constipation than I felt like it did when I took the slow FE. And it wasn't too harsh on my stomach too, that would upset it. And it's always good when you have slow ferritin to possibly see if you do yearly physicals, to get ferritin levels checked, which I'm gonna see if I can do, because they don't entirely know what's causing my ferritin levels to drop like that. But I'm hoping if I boost up my iron intake, with my foods and what I eat and what I drink and everything, that I don't have to worry about it. But if you're trying to boost your iron levels, stay away from calcium. But if you, at least an hour before and after you try to you take iron pills, because the calcium will cancel out the iron. And it's really upsetting when you find out you have to take iron pills more, because no matter what ones you take, it's the same with like the hard vitamins, multivitamins you take. You don't take the gummies, they taste horrible. But if you need iron, you're gonna have to take the non-gummies, and trust me, they sometimes make me feel sick. If you're one of those people, I'd possibly talk to a doctor about it and see if there's a better case to do. You might want to try a different type, more popular name brand if you're doing like off-brands. And you know, with these, I was being self-conscious. I was paying attention. After I realized I shouldn't be keeping anything to myself, I was telling my family and my friends to see if they could help me with it. But I was always scared that all of a sudden I'd go to the doctor one day and they'd tell me that there is something really bad, especially when, you know, it'd be about the beginning of spring and the end of fall. I would always have worse cases of migraines and everything, and that's not very fun. And if you would get sick, everything gets worse when you have health issues. And sure, I don't have like Crohn's disease or diabetes or even, you know, cancer or anything else that you have to live with that causes a lot more issues, but you saw the amount of pills I have to take, you'd think it would be very ridiculous. I mean, I take multivitamins, I take medicine for restless leg, I take medicine, because the restless leg is actually for nerves. The medicine they give you for that, so they had that boosted up for a little bit. I take medicine for my depression, I take anxiety medicine just in case I'm close to an attack, I take blood pressure pills, I take, for a while I was either taking the D vitamins or iron vitamins, and and I have allergies, so I take allergy medicine around this time of year. So the Claritin and Allegra, you have to take it every freaking day, and it's not very fun. It's just really hard having health issues, and they're always affecting you. Sometimes it can be embarrassing, like trying to talk to someone about your family problems, or your guy problems, or even bathroom problems. It's embarrassing. You're always scared, or you're always just plain embarrassed about it. And it's not exactly the funnest thing to always have to do. But if it's something you have to do, you should do it to make sure that you're at least your top, that the best health that you can be, even if you're taking medications. If you have to take them, take them. They might taste horrible, but to tell you, I found, at least it worked for me with multivitamins and everything, I would take it with Gatorade or Powerade because, it's a bit of a thicker, sports drink. It doesn't work very well with Propel, and then it works better with, Gatorade the most, and Powerade was okay. I'm just saying this because it helps mask the taste of, a lot of medication, and when you take them, it helps mask the taste of multivitamins and a little bit of iron medicine. And even when you take iron, actually, if you're okay with orange juice, unlike me, it would actually help possibly boost, because vitamin C can help boost your intake of iron. But I wouldn't be taking too much of like vitamin C medicine stuff, because that can actually make you sick. And it's the same like if you take too much multivitamins a day, like we take, I don't know, 3 a day, 4 a day, it can easily override our body and cause so many issues. And with our bodies, it's, difficult being human. We always have, we have health issues, we have, I guess, mental issues can go under health, and we have family, we have friends, we have all kinds of issues that always seem to pop up. And the thing is, we have to be ready for it, but we also have to be aware and accepting of everything that comes into our way, even if it hurts, even if we're scared. You can still do your best. And I just, I wanted to do a video about this, trying to tell you that you can always have, when you have health issues, don't be afraid to go to the doctor. Even if you hate them in hospitals and that. Trust me, I hate both, but slowly you start to at least accept it, that this is something that you need to do to make yourself feel better, so you can be there for your family and your friends, and even for yourself, because isn't a human's goal always to try to prolong their lives? So I just wanted to say all that to tell people you should respect your bodies, respect yourself, respect your family, be strong, be as strong as you can be, and beat whatever life throws at you. And that's the best thing you can do. And I guess that's just my words for today. And I hope that my ramblings and everything at least makes some kind of sense. As usual, I guess just the words I'll leave you today is be strong, be respectful, be yourself, be happy, and do what you try to live as long as you can, even if you have to go to a hospital to see doctors once in a while. It's not fun, but hey, life can't always be fun and games.